It's Sunday morning, and every decent man and woman is listening to Test Miles with Nick Miles on FM News 101 KXL. Buckle in.
Sunday morning, time to talk cars for the next 60 minutes on your weekly automotive experience. I'm Nick Miles. You're listening to America's automotive radio show. Test Miles, locally created, nationally celebrated. Do have some news this morning. Our voiceover guy says every decent man and woman. There is some undecent people listening to the show.
Everybody I know.
Yeah, exactly. My friends, too. This morning includes lots of input from misfits, rapscallions, and ne'er-do-wells. We're going to talk about what we've been driving. I went on the Chevy Malibu launch. Probably one of the cars that needed the most love, care, and attention, and I think it may have just got it. Paul and Auto Show is coming around. Jeff Fishback's going to be in from the show, and he's going to tell us all about the cool things that he knows so far. And then, because we're in the holiday spirit, Peter Klober from Mobile West Autocraft's going to be here to tell us what cool stuff that Mobile West has got on sale just especially for Test Miles listeners today. By the way, thank you all, Test Miles Army, for being so supportive of the website. Our numbers about doubled in the last few months, and it's all coming from radio station people. All right, what have we been driving this week? Hyundai Sonata Hybrid, interesting vehicle. So Sonata doing really well in sales. It had a bit of a sort of drop in sales when they first did the remodel recently. But the new Sonata Hybrid, was interested to see how it does. Of course, great on fuel economy, refined and spacious interior. Really good standard equipment, and it's a quiet, smooth ride. I'm not so sold on the headroom. I am Hobbit size, however, I do have a long back and no legs. So I'm not so sure about the headroom because my head does get close to the ceiling. It does have a 2.4 cylinder engine, sorry, a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor. About 193 horsepower is what it puts out. 6-speed auto, front-wheel drive. The fuel economy is pretty good. Combined, they give it numbers of 42. Combined, 42. So 40 miles a gallon on the city, 44 on the highway. What does it compete against? Pretty much the mid-size sedan class that have hybrid. So that would be the Fusion, the Camry, and the Chevy Malibu hybrid, which doesn't do 44 miles a gallon on the highway, but it does really well. It comes in two trim levels, the SE and the Limited. Starting price is what I really like about it, $26,000. Which is a pretty good starting price. Also, a car which I know a lot of people have been trying to get into, I drove this week, the BMW X5 plug-in hybrid. This is the first SUV plug-in hybrid. Pretty impressed, have to say, about
I guess we're going to have to take your word for it, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys are on the list.
To see you drive it.
No, to drive it. Let me look. Here's it.
Half the journalists in the world
1999.
still haven't even
I
done
mean,
that yet.
2099. 2099. No, that 19 would have been wishful thinking. A 2-liter hybrid
We'll have to
engine
wait
with
for
4
these
cylinders.
parking lot ones.
The electric engine there, 308 horsepower, 8-speed auto, all-wheel drive. What does it go up against? The GLE PHEV and the Porsche Cayenne hybrid are probably its biggest competitors. Here's the bad news. $54,895. Everything you wanted from your X5, plus great fuel economy and really, really fun to drive.
What's the range on that thing?
You know what? I think it's about 14 on electric alone. I picked up my nephews and sister and brother-in-law from the airport yesterday. The nephews rode with me, and my sister and brother-in-law rode with my parents. Nephews like to ride with Nick because they always like to see what fancy cars he has. And they were so, I guess, disturbed by how quiet it was moving through the parking lot in the airport. They were like, this is a pedestrian damager. They call it a pedestrian damager. So it is. It's like whisper quiet as it goes through the parking lot. All right, Sean, what have you been in?
I've been actually driving one of its competitors, not a hybrid version though, but the Acura MDX. And it's a 7-row luxury SUV. I have to admit, this is my favorite SUV, luxury high-end SUV out there. Competes with the BMW X5, Buick Enclave, Lincoln MKT, and Acura's done...
Wait. Lincoln they still make...
No.
Okay, sorry.
My bad, tongue-tied. But this... Acura's done a great job on this vehicle. Everything is just simple and easy to use from past Acuras where they had tons of buttons all over the dash. It's very simple to use. There's super all-wheel handling, super all-wheel drive. Fantastic. I mean, it's great for this flood season we have right now. 290 horsepower, 267 pounds-feet of torque, 9-speed automatic transmission. Little low on the gas mileage. Does get 22 average. The only bad thing about the vehicle that I could say is that I don't like their text system. They have a system where you can read your emails and texts, but you can't reply back to people. And I just feel in today's society, if someone emails you or texts you, you have to reply back to them. Or
you don't have to, but people want to. Yeah.
And, that's...
Brad, what are you shaking your head for, Brad?
Because I had a client, I didn't respond within 5 minutes, and they said, "What's the matter? Are you ignoring me?"
Right.
Well, you can reply. There's like 5 options, like okay, late, or running late, and no. And it's like... I think with Dodge, you connect where you can actually voice your text response to it and it replies back for you.
So I was just on the Jaguar new XF launch in Sedona this last week, and it has a new system in these cars. It'll coming next year where it will automatically text people and give them your ETA if you're going to be late.
Oh, so I can't call my wife and say I'm just getting on the 205, and she knows.
She's going to know.
She knows I haven't left the office yet.
Brad Boyer, you are a liar.
I don't want people knowing that kind of information about me. But, I mean, that's the only bad feature. We've complained about their little funky transmission system where it's a push button. Being in the Honda Pilot beforehand, I actually got used to it and enjoyed it now. I like this vehicle.
Yeah, except you have to look at the buttons. I still think it would be okay if I owned it, but just driving on occasions, I just want to bang my head into it.
Yeah,
it's going to end up in a Starbucks someday from somebody hitting the wrong button.
Not really. After 2 weeks, I got used to it. And that's... because I had the Honda the week before, and getting into this one, I actually got used to it and knew exactly where things were.
All right.
It's just
I'm sure in tests people do. Brad, what have you been into?
I got to be on my back-to-back midsize SUV test. I'm
glad you said back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
All I heard was I got to be on my back. I was like, where is this going?
Somebody drove me around the RAV4, and last week I had the Mazda CX-5. So really interesting compare and contrast on that. So this is the 4th version of the redo that was done for the RAV4 in 2013. Mild upgrades, badly needed for the interior. The RAV4 was woeful, and even in customer reviews said the same thing on their interior. So it's much better. And the RAV4 is one of the original small crossover, small SUVs, now considered midsize. Base engine on this is a 2.5 liter with 176 horse, and it's okay. It's going to be the typical RAV4 sort of story. Yeah, it's okay. It's good, but you compare it to the Mazda, and they just
sell, these things sell like crazy.
So is Mazda wrong for creating a car with more horsepower, better power, less money, more fun to drive?
A lot of Mazda cars are the most, I would say, often are the best in the class, but because their dealer network is not always as big as everybody else's, not everyone has access to buy them. That's always been a Mazda problem.
And then the price is a little bit less for this. As I said, the price for these range from $24,350 up to $32,910. Now for the RAV, there is going to be a hybrid coming out. So.
Right, I've driven that actually. It's very, very nice, and the price difference is very nominal.
Don't they have an EV version of the RAV4 as well?
No, they discontinued that. Oh. But the plug-in hybrid version, or the hybrid version, I think is only going to be about $700 more. So it's going to be, finally, they get these hybrids down.
Absolutely. Tough category. Cherokee, Kia Sportage, all these great cars. So it's going to be
the new Kia Sportage, of course. That's going to be competition. Number 1 in that category is the Honda CR-V. Number 2 is the Escape. I'm not sure where the RAV4 falls. It may be 3, 4, or 5, somewhere in there.
And would you not take the Mazda CX over all of those if you had to drive it every day? It was just so fun to drive.
I think I probably would.
Little less cargo space than all of those.
Let's see how the Kia works. I'm really a fan of the Sportage. Let's see how the Kia turns out. But Mazda CX-5, I think, and unless anybody wants to challenge me on this, I think Mazda CX-5 is probably the best car in the class. I know that personally, I will have sold probably 4 or 5 of them this year.
Yeah, it was a perfect car for my mother-in-law. She's going out to take a look at one. 25 combined MPG, so pretty solid for a midsize crossover.
What was the starting price?
Starting price for the base is $24,350, but it's $1,400 more for the all-wheel drive system.
Yeah, and I'd have to have the all-wheel drive, especially living in the Northwest with all that flooding. Coming up, we can talk about Chevy Malibu. Wow, did they do something to this car that knocked its socks off? Also, the Paul and Auto Show, and we'll be talking about what special deals you can get running up to the holiday season. You're staying connected on FM News 101 KXL. This is Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
It's Test Miles on FM News 101. Test Miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. TestMiles.com.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the Beach Boys.
I'm very comfortable with the Beach Boys.
Well, yeah, but they're from your era.
They are.
You were listening to them when you were in your 40s. For
we're
me,
talking about
it's
a car that's way back in the era that's changed multiple times.
welcome back to Test Miles and FM News 101 KXL, Portland's automotive radio show from our studios in downtown Portland. If you want to see more videos and read more stories about cars, we have this trendy little website called testmiles.com 24/7. It is great to read about cars right there.
Here's a fun fact. The Chevrolet Malibu began its life as a trim level option for the Chevrolet Chevelle and became its own model line in 1978.
That's Jenny with our fun fact this morning. Of course, the Chevy Malibu, a mid-size car manufactured and marketed by Chevrolet. Started life 1964 to 83, and then since 97, it got a comeback. The Malibu began as that trim level on the Chevelle and became its own model in 78. Originally a rear-wheel drive, an intermediate car, GM revived the Malibu nameplate as a front-wheel drive car in 1997. Named after the city of Malibu, California, Malibu was marketed primarily in North America, with 8 generations marketed globally. Now, Chevy announced the 9th generation of the car at the New York Auto Show earlier this year, and it's been a long-awaited and much anticipated. I got to drive the car last week in California, and may have seen my story this weekend on Coin 6 News, CBS station here locally. Joining us on the phone is a man I like to call my friend, but also a spokesperson for Chevy, Shad Bulch. Shad, welcome to the show. I have lots of questions and things about this car, but I have to tell you, let's start off. What did Chevy want to change on the new Malibu, Shad?
Well, good morning, guys. It's good to be here. Well, as you know, Nick, the mid-size sedan segment is extremely competitive. There's a lot of fierce competition out there. It's one of the largest selling segments of cars. So in order to win and get customers to come back to the brand, you have to have an icon. You have to rely on a legacy model like we had and make it better so that you just beat the competition. And that's what Chevy wanted to do with the 2016 Malibu, and I think they've knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. And they set the bar pretty high with the Impala. I find it hard to find a person that doesn't love that vehicle, the Impala. And so lots of that sort of filtered down into the Malibu. So it's 50 years old, new from the ground up with a longer wheelbase for better comfort. But you also made it a lot lighter this generation, didn't you?
There's a secret sauce to this segment, and it is based on the price of the car, the styling, which is the way that it makes you feel when you drive it, and then the fuel economy and the value. The car is 3 inches, almost 4 inches longer, so there's more room inside. But as you mentioned, it's also 300 pounds lighter. So you get the best of both worlds. You're going to get more comfort because you have more space and improved fuel efficiency because it's 300 pounds lighter. That is the secret sauce. And also, it does take a lot of design cues from the Impala. It looks stunning. I mean, it looks like an imported luxury car when you see it driving down the street.
I said at New York this year at the auto show when we were broadcasting live in front of the Malibu, and I said this is the car at the show I'm most excited about. And lots of people are like, you're excited about a Malibu? And yes, because of the evolution of this vehicle going from what it had been. The last car had all the right numbers on paper, but just didn't make buyers' hearts sing. And now this new one not only looks good, I think it performs really well on the road. I drove it around Northern California a lot. But it also has a lot of really cool features on the inside, including this new teen driver feature to help parents monitor their young teen drivers, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I work with a bunch of geniuses who are based in Detroit who come up with these technologies, and that's what the Malibu is filled with. The teen driver system, like you said, it basically allows parents to, when their kids come back after taking the car out, they get to see how they drove it. They get to see how fast they went. They get to see how far they went. They get to see if they had any collision alerts or lane departure warnings. And the idea is that this is a tool that that parents can use to talk to their kids about safe driving.
Yeah, it's not creepy. It's not creepy. They've just done enough to be a friend. But all the people under sort of 30 in the studio now have their heads hung low because they're like, oh God,
there's one of us.
Another thing that Mom knows about my driving.
I do have one quick question. Can you will you be able to get an alert can you set limits on speed or location on this system?
Yes, absolutely. So when your child takes it out, you can set there to be a pre-set speed limit. So when you do exceed it, there's a warning that comes on. Also, if they take off their seatbelt, it does things like shuts off the radio. So it compels them to be safe, one, and it turns on all of the safety features of the car. So all the collision alerts, the avoidance systems that are in the car, all of those come on, and it's connected to the key fob that your child uses to drive the car.
Sean's super depressed about the fact you can't take the traction control off.
I wouldn't have because guidance anyway.
He's like, oh, there's no fun.
I'm just glad this system wasn't out when I was a kid, because then maybe I wouldn't have flipped all my Chevys in the past.
This is a system that's designed for who's paying for the car, and in most cases, it's the parents.
Yes. Yes, I love it. All right, not only the teen safety features, which I really like about this vehicle, but also you guys really boosted the fuel economy and offering a hybrid as well.
Yeah, the hybrid system is pretty spectacular, and it takes the propulsion system from the new Chevy Volt and uses it for the Malibu hybrid. We're expecting to get about 48 miles per gallon combined, which for a car that is in this segment, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that you get from a small jelly bean type car, not a full-size four-door sedan. So this really is a good example of where we take the technology that we put in the Volt and are applying it to other models. And the Malibu is a good first example of how we're going to give customers the best of both worlds, a big, comfortable car that gets remarkable fuel economy.
You know, you just made me think of something. So Michael Albano, the head of Chevy PR, just sent me a note and asked me if I'd like to drive a Volt during the North American International Auto Show, of which I jumped at because I haven't actually...
In Detroit, we should mention.
But I just thought about that. Wait, I'm driving a Volt in the snow in Detroit. Maybe I should have said no. All right, yeah, it's nice to put big fuel economy in there. And of course, 48 miles a gallon is pretty outstanding.
Speaking of auto shows, we have Jeff Fishback here from the Portland Auto Show, and he's clamoring, are we going to see this in Portland at the auto show?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it'll be there for sure. I'll have both the gas-powered car and the hybrid on display.
All right. Well, we'll look. I'm going to look forward to that as well. So, ninth generation in this, and it has a whole bunch of safety features as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it comes standard with 10 airbags. It has all of the collision avoidance, the lane departure, but it also has the latest in connectivity. And this is where we think that we are ahead of our competitors. So it comes standard with 4G LTE Wi-Fi. So you can pair your phone up to about 7 or 8 devices in the car and have your own hotspot. It also comes with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which basically allows you, once you pair your phone or connect your phone, it replicates the screen from your device up on the car. So it does two things. One, it makes it very convenient for you to use your maps or your texting or whatever from the car, and it also, though, compels you to leave your phone set down so you don't have to pick it up and get distracted.
I love it. And the best news about this, Shad, I like about this car, starting price of $22,500, my friend. That is probably the best news. I haven't seen a car this cheap. We're running out of time. We're going to crash into the CBS News. Shad, thank you so much. Thank you, friend. I'll see you in Detroit, if not at CES before then. The new Chevy Malibu, put it on your test drive list this holiday. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Coming up, we'll find out all about the Portland Auto Show and Peter Clover here from Mobile West. You're listening to Test Miles and FM News 101 KXL. I am Nick Miles.
Throw it in neutral and coast in with testmiles.com.
Ooh, live from our studios in downtown Portland, Sunday morning. This is America's Car Radio Show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. For more fun facts about cars, we have this super duper Facebook page, Test Miles ENT.
Here's another fun fact. The Portland Auto Show raised $500,000 for charity last year.
And that's all because of us sending people to the charity sneak peek preview. This show is entirely responsible for it. Today marks 45 days until the Portland Auto Show. Every year the show gets better and better in some way. This holiday season, the show is offering stocking stuffers. You'll find out how you can get those in just a moment. But first, we'd like to welcome our guest to the show, Jeff Fishback, the director of the Portland Auto Show and a friend of Test Miles. Jeff, welcome, my friend. I hear you're giving away a car again this year.
Not just one car, we're giving away two.
Ooh, let's talk about stepping it up. Tell me about these cars.
And I say two. The very first one's going to be in the kickoff to the auto show. That's going to be at the charity preview party, the sneak peek.
All right, how do I win this car?
Let's see. Probably the best way is buy a $100 ticket.
Okay.
Be in attendance and make sure you're there at the time that we draw the winning name, because someone in attendance that night will win a brand new IS 200 Turbo Lexus.
Are you drawing it like 4 in the morning?
No, 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock at night. The party goes from what time to what time, what date to what date?
It is, the sneak peek is January 27th, which is the Wednesday before the auto show kicks off officially, and it runs from 6:30 to 9:30.
All right, so at 8 p.m. that night, somebody will be walking away with a brand new Lexus. Will it be there? Will the car be there?
It will be there. $45,000 car.
Wow.
That's a reason to buy a ticket in the first place. You raised $500,000 last year. Looks like you're going to get a lot more ticket sales this year, right?
You know, we are. We're definitely anticipating an uptick in ticket sales based off of, a person in attendance being able to win a brand new car there.
All right, these stocking stuffers. So you can buy discounted tickets right now. I think you can get $2 off each ticket. So they're normally $12. You can buy them for $10. That's what the website tells me. Is that how it works?
That is how it works. Very, very simple. Great, easy way process. Go to portlandautoshow.com, click on tickets, click on the stocking stuffer, and you can print those out and make a person very, very happy for Christmas.
And that's for the show itself. And sneak peek tickets you can get the same way?
Yes.
And they're $100.
They are. And you can have the opportunity to select what charity you want that $100 to be donated to as well.
All right. How much what do I get for my money? I buy my $100 ticket. I show up at 6:30. What happens?
Well, for you, not much, but for everybody else in attendance, they will get a beautiful evening of, I call it cocktails, cars, and carousing, but we have an open bar, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and you get to see the auto show before the big crowds on the rest of the time.
It's kind of like a fancy Vegas buffet because there's lots of bling, and then there's these different stations around the floor, like sushi stations and carving stations, all these things, right? And you wander from station to station.
I believe there's an alcohol station, too.
Well, and we know he's
I think
bar.
there's more than one. I think there's around 4 or 5 of both those, food and alcohol stations there as well. And it's a very fun night. It's cocktail attire. It's really become a gala event and one of the most anticipated events in the entire state of Oregon.
You know what would make the event even better? If I had come out after drinking as much alcohol as I wanted and eating and winning a car and then have a lucky limo to take me home.
You beat me to it. We're talking after this. We're going to work a deal for those people, and we'll make donations to the charities. So.
There you go. That would just make it perfect. All right, let's turn to the show itself, Jeff. I know we're still 45 days away, and you got lots of stuff that's still in flux. What do we know about the show?
It's going to be one of our largest show in our history. It's hard to trump ourselves from 2015, which was our largest show in our history, not only attendance-wise, but square footage-wise as well. And we are asking special permission this year. We have so many exhibits. We're asking permission from the fire marshal to expand the show in certain areas where we've never had exhibits before.
And that means lots of new cars, lots of new tech, lots of fun stuff. So what are some things that you do know will be there?
Well, a couple of fun things are going to be there is our tech center. Our tech center is really changing gears from being really focused on alternative fuels. Now it's all about the connectivity of the car. Apple Play, Google Play. There's so many different opportunities now for people to learn about the technology of what is existing now, but what's the future technology in that area.
I heard you pulled in some new vendors as well.
We did. I'm gonna call and hold a couple of those vendors close to my heart until now.
Look, a boy can try to get information from them, right?
Well, and also something we partnered with Honda on this year that it's just coming together right now that's our Military Appreciation Day. So look forward to details on that. We're really going to be doing something special for our active and retired military folks.
Excellent. Will we see really cool vehicles that have been made over at the show?
We will. We have several vehicles from the SEMA Auto Show coming this year. I think there's one that has the word Nick on the side of it. I'm not
That's
sure.
the Project Tyrant. We'll have our Project Tyrant there, I hope, if you find space for us. And when Peter's going to be on the next segment and talk a little bit about what he's been doing in that vehicle. But Tyrant, if you already didn't know, is our made-over 1999 Chevy Suburban that's made into a Baja-style vehicle, and it'll blow you away. Things like Bowler exhaust, and Lund Industries have put a bunch of stuff on it. It'll be wrapped. Mobile West Autocraft will be doing the interior and the audio system. It's just going to be loud, proud, and right there in the front somewhere, right? Or right somewhere interesting. We haven't decided where yet, have we?
We have not decided yet.
Okay.
No. I'm trying to get pictures so I know exactly how big this thing
We
is.
haven't finished it yet. You got pictures as soon as we know what it's going to look like.
Sean promises not to shoot off a cannon.
Yeah, that's right. Sean, last year when we had Project Discovery in there, shot the tennis ball out of the back of the vehicle on the air cannon, and it went about 1/4 of an inch past a rather portly lady security guard up top, and she moseyed down the stairs with a wagging finger and told him one more time, and you're out, buddy. So
Yeah, they can be a little bit tough. And, for this year, there's a lot of really fun, exciting cars that are coming out. You'll see a lot more of that publicity out. But we got Nissan bringing in the Cummins diesel truck, which is something we've been waiting, quite some time for. But there's Cadillac is back with us. They've been out for the last 2 years.
Oh, that's fun. And they're going to bring the CT6, or we don't know yet.
Ooh, you're asking all the tough questions today.
Sorry.
I'll just say more to come on that area.
All right, here we go. Are we going to get an F-Pace? Are we going to get Julia? Are we going to get the brand new Jaguar XE?
Wow, again, with the tough questions. Here, let's switch gears to something really fun.
What about the new minivan?
Oh, I've got something actually. Okay, Hellcat,
Yeah.
Challenger, and Charger.
Oh, nice.
Oh, but wait, Toyota. What is this year celebrating for in the world of one of the most famous movies out there, Back to the Future, right?
Right.
Well, everybody talks about that 85 Toyota pickup that was in the garage when Marty lifted up the garage door.
Right.
Well, first time you guys are going to hear it here. We have the concept of that truck, 2016 Toyota Extra Cab.
Really?
Back to the Future truck. There's only 3 in the entire country. One of them's come to our show.
All right, that's the reason enough to spend your $10 and get your tickets.
Absolutely.
We're going to get the DeLorean, too.
Wow. Again,
actually-
tough questions.
That's going to be here for WizardCon.
Yeah, WizardCon. Well, yes, there's, and you talked about the new minivan from Chrysler. Is that the one you're referencing?
Yeah, it comes out. They're going to unveil it at the Detroit show.
It is coming our way as well.
Yes, nice. That's a huge deal.
It is. We have several more of those releases, but also concepts. We have another one coming from Toyota, a new Highlander that's a concept that's coming as well.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't even know about that, so you trumped me on that one. Of course, I will be broadcasting for Coin live from the show, the whole show, so you'll get to see all the inside information, and it'll be the best coverage of the auto show.
Absolutely. I'm counting on it.
Is Jaguar going to have some of their tech from their Portland-based?
I think you're
Tech guys here?
asking another question that Jeff is not going to answer.
Wow. I'll just
Their
say
incubator program seems to they could be over there in 5 minutes.
more to come in that area.
All right, so give us a website where we can go get tickets, Jeff.
PortlandAutoShow.com.
All right, stocking stuffers and all the good stuff at that website. The Portland Auto Show coming around the end of January. I'm sure you're going to be joining us a lot more between now and the end of January to talk about the good stuff, and you'll be actually giving us some real juicy information, right?
And we might even do some ticket giveaways, too.
Oh, I love it. You're listening to Test Miles and FM News 101 KXL. I'm Nick Miles. Still to come, we're going to find about all the cool deals that you can find at Mobile West. Peter's going to be in studio to show us and tell us all about the great deals coming up to the holidays. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about, if we have time, about flood damage to your vehicle. Just be careful if you live in the Pearl District, or if you're buying a secondhand car. You want to make sure right now it wasn't one of those underwater recently. You're listening to Test Miles and FM News 101. Staying connected. I'm Nick Miles.
It's Test Miles on FM News 101.
I kind of want to wait till the vocals come in. Live from our studios in downtown Portland, it's a journey here on Test Miles, a Sunday morning, America's car radio show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. For more fun facts about cars, just go to that Facebook page.
Here's our final fun fact. In 1955, Chrysler offered a small turntable in its high-end cars, playing a proprietary 7-inch records with about 45 minutes of music, and it was bust.
It was a bust, I think, because I can't imagine that playing records in a car, turntable in a car, just doesn't seem that great. However, it's changed a bit since then, and the man that would know how much it's changed is our friend of the show. Peter Clover is here from Mobile West Autocraft. Peter, how have the deals been working out so far? Have you had lots of test miles, people coming into Mobile West and buying everything up you have on the shelves?
Absolutely. No, the Test Miles audience, you guys are fantastic, and thank you very, very much for your support.
I love to meet people in the street and tell me that they listen to the show because, first of all, I thought it was just Brad's mom who was the only one that was listening.
And critiquing, by the way.
And critiquing, yeah.
And stopping you on the street.
Yes, and she stopped me on
By
the
the way,
street.
her best critique is you should let me talk more.
Of course. Sean's mom, Jenya's mom, everybody says the same. Should let Brad talk more. All right, Peter, so... We're Mobile West, located at 2111 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. All your Autocraft needs, interiors, stereos, lights, backup camera. I could go on for 20 minutes.
Oh, no. The way to phrase it is we like to make your car your favorite destination.
And I like that because my car is my favorite destination. If you want to get some of these deals, right, get a pen. I'll give you the phone number now, but get a pen. It's 503-257-0488. Peter, what's on the shelves this week that you are going to send out the door as the best Christmas gifts ever for the car lover?
Okay, we've got 4 packages today, and all 4 of these are going to be involved in Project Tyrant as well on the auto show.
I love it.
Just so you know, we are going to doing specials that we're going to do on the show car.
Yeah,
so,
all right. What do we got?
Okay, so first one, the one everybody in your life has wanted, backup camera system.
Love it.
Okay. Rear view mirror, camera, labor, parts, throw it in reverse, comes right up clean and clear, just like a brand new car. $330 installed.
Sean's going to buy one right now, aren't you?
Oh, he's going to buy 3.
Yeah, definitely need one for the vet because I'm tired of trying to turn my head and
look
can't
over the
see
back
something.
of the vet. I'm tired of being run over when people back out. They can never see me.
You know, one thing though is like I was filming with Peter this weekend on backup cameras, and some of the cameras that he was actually putting in had better clarity than the actual manufacturer cameras.
Oh,
Really?
of course.
I mean, just super HD.
No, you right. You can make it awesome. You don't have to make it adequate like the car came.
All right, $300 and what dollars?
$330 done and complete.
$330 installed.
Installed. That's parts, labor, done.
There you go. And
Just about any car in the world that can be done to.
That's package number 1. What do we got number 2?
Okay. So you're here talking to the Chevy guy about, he was bragging about coming for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Right.
Well, we put those in your car now.
Okay.
And we've been doing it for this entire year.
All right.
This is normal tech for us.
Right.
Anyway, so super special, and I don't ever do this, but there's Pioneer AVH 4100 has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility as well, CD, DVD, Bluetooth, everything.
Right.
$660 installed.
Really? And what was the retail? What's the retail?
Oh, it's usually about $900, including labor. Fantastic. This week only. You got to say you heard it on Test Miles.
Test Miles saving you $300 on that.
On the latest, greatest, coolest tech. This is not the stuff you want to get rid of. It's not chain store, blow out the crap that haven't sold for the year.
This is
the latest, greatest, hottest stuff that you actually want to own.
Right, Brad,
So that's
Well,
what's
this is a
important.
legitimate option is to buy the base car and upgrade at Mobile West.
Right. I mean, that's
could
true.
save you a
could do
lot of
that.
money.
You could do that. All right,
Oh,
Peter, we're
huge
running out
amount
of
of
time.
money.
I want to make sure we get the next 2 in. What's number 3?
Perfect. Number 3, full Kenwood or Alpine. You get to choose and listen to which you like better. Full audio upgrade. That means amplifier, subwoofer,
Like it.
new speakers,
Like it.
sound deadening of the door strip speakers so that the doors actually are turned into speaker cabinets. Sounds fantastic. Just about any car on the planet, $990, done and complete. That
Nice.
includes labor. That's like $600 off a normal.
So normally $1,600 and $990 is what you're doing it.
Done and done.
Installed.
Installed. Parts,
gift that keeps
labor,
on giving.
everything. That
Yeah.
even includes a system processor for your factory deck so that it sounds right.
Perfect. All right.
Lovely.
Number 4.
Okay, the other last thing that we're doing on Project Tyrant as well. If you want to, time to upgrade your interior. Interior, leather, kits. done and complete with heated seats up front.
So front seats or
All car.
the whole car?
Front
with heated
seats,
front seats.
rear seats, heated, leather, your choice of colors, top stitching, customize it however you want to.
All right.
$1,220.
Oh, for new seat, completely new seat.
Completely
covers
new
with heated
seat
seats?
interiors, heated
That's
seats,
awesome.
done. Just ridiculous deal. Christmas. Hey, we can take gift certificates
$1,220.
for that.
And that's a
piece of cake.
savings of what?
Like $850.
All right, so normally around $2,000. I like it. All right, those are the
Fantastic.
deals.
Make your car your favorite place to be.
Yeah, your favorite destination, Mobile West Auto Craft. You can visit them at 2111 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Portland at 97232. Or call Peter directly on the phone at 503-257-0488. You can find them on the web at mwpdx.us, mobilewestpdx.us. And of course, you can find us 24/7 on the web at testmiles.com. I'm heading around the country this week, but I'll be in this position next Sunday to give you another fabulous hour of Test Miles. Thanks to the whole team for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm Nick Miles. This is Test Miles.
Test Miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. Testmiles.com.